Well, everyone, Elon Musk just bought roughly $1 billion of Tesla stock, and it's leading the stock to skyrocket. On Thursday and Friday, we were all looking at the technicals because we were breaking out over our 347 line. We're like, we don't actually have a real, physical catalyst, or an actual catalyst right now for Tesla to be breaking out above this line. But that's the thing about technical analysis. With technical analysis, you can spot these consolidations where we're bobbing between 318 to 347 for how long? Very long. I mean, we were bobbing for months between these levels. And you can zoom out as much as you want. 318 to 347 over and over and over again. And so last week, Thursday, Friday, we're like, what's the catalyst? It can't solely be that Robin at Tesla is talking up how great Elon Musk is. And think about the psychology of this for a moment. Robin talks about how great Elon is. Then Elon's just sitting there buying his own stock, pumping his own stock to basically reiterate how great he is, because it basically amplifies what the board member is saying. And then people look and they're like, well, it must be markets reacting to believing how great Elon is based on the board saying he's so great. And it's like this perfect, brilliant strategy. So congratulations, Elon. This was really well played. So very, very nice breakout out of 347. We mentioned on the channel multiple times last week and in the Alpha report that if we break 347 and we can confirm a 347 breakout, which we did last week, 414's in store. Now, right now, we're trading for 424. And now, why is this? Well, because there's a lot of enthusiasm right now, and the shorts are getting burned, which is great. Nobody likes short sellers. But here's the thing. There's a lot of talk right now that this is going to lead to potentially more more voting rights for Elon. Remember, Elon is trying to get to 25% of a shareholder vote. And even with his $1 trillion pay package, he'll end up slightly short of that 25% vote. And so this is where a lot of people are starting to speculate, is this just the beginning of multiple buys by Elon? Or is this some kind of fundamental signal that Elon is selling? For example, there are a lot of people that are now wondering, oh my gosh, we now see it. Elon last week wrote a post and said, you'll thank me later. This was right when we were at 347. Now, this is quite fascinating because look at this. You go, here it is. You'll thank me later at 5:14 in the morning on September 8th. The morning of September 8th, he goes, you'll thank me later. Nobody really knows what he's talking about, but here's your setup. The 8th was the beginning of the week, so he knows what's coming in the week. He knows the board's going to talk. The stock's coming down a little bit. It's a bit of a red day. You had some enthusiasm in pre-market. You lost 347 again. This was a very, very common trajectory. On the 8th, he mentions this. And you get this explosion over here on the 11th, and then you get that board meeting on the 12th. Likely as Elon starts fulfilling those purchases, really absorbing any negative selling pressure and driving the price vertical, which is really exciting, obviously, for Team Tesla. Now, something to keep in mind is, again, a lot of folks are now going to look at this and say, is this the beginning of a trend from Elon to keep buying? Or what's next? Here's my take. My take is that Elon is trying to signal to the world his commitment that he is back. This is what I talked about in my video last week on Tesla. I said something very bullish is happening right now with Tesla. And this was last week we said this on the channel. Elon is back. And we gave examples of how things move when Elon is back, how the cars are updated, how we are in an environment where the CEO, our boy, is in the studio, so to speak, making sure the ship is running right. I don't know. I need a better analogy, right? Here, I'll use a real analogy. I'll give you an example. So with House Hack, for example, I had this new handyman we were working with, just had to do some really basic stuff. And we're expecting, all right, we're going to build this relationship with them. They've bid out some other stuff for us. Prices are coming in good, perfect. Hey, they do some work, looks good. Hey, you know what? Asks us, hey, can we skip the bidding process? Can we just be really reasonable? We'll keep rates going like this. Fine. Okay, do a project. Comes back with an invoice of $6,000 for, a certain amount of time of work for a house hack property. And I'm looking at it and I go, This does not match the output. Like, I know construction. This is absolutely like at least twice what it should be. This is ridiculous for the work that's done. So I, confront the vendor. I'm like, hey man, like I can call a licensed plumber to do this. I could call a licensed so-and-so to do this. I could call a licensed person to do this. And this is how much the market rates for those items are going to be. Like, whatever happened on your end with operational inefficiencies is on you. That's not my problem. That's on you. But I'm not going to pay you 2x market rates for output that didn't happen. And so Housetech gets $3,000 off on the bid, right? Why do I bring that up? Because other people generally aren't going to care as much about your own company as you. And this is why Elon being back and Robin telling us that Elon for now appears to be done with politics. What he does is on his own, but he fulfilled his mission. He's done. Same day you get Lutnick going, oh, Elon misunderstood the mission for Doge. Whatever, Slutnick. Nobody cares about you. Elon's back. And the CEO mentality is what matters, because Tesla right now is not just a copy and paste manufacturer, even though that's what I dreamed Tesla would be back in 2022, that we would build more of these gigafactories, that we would expand manufacturing and get to 20 million vehicles. That's not what Tesla is right now. Tesla is a $1.36 trillion, almost a $1337 million startup. That's really what this is. So that's going to set up now for two directions for Tesla. In the short term, we've got excellent momentum. So you need to stack this up. Here's what the short-term momentum is for you. Interest rate reductions. Okay, interest rate reductions are one of the reasons one of our top 10 stocks to buy over the next 10 years right now is up 10% alone today. Okay, it's under this like, I think it's starting to momentum. It's going to be like probably the next Open Door, and I think it'll make even more money than what happened with that, even though we were calling Open Door on the way up. And oh wow, a second one of ours is up 7% right now in the morning, or top 10 stocks to buy. That's all in the Kevin Alpha report. But anyway, here's what the setup is for Tesla. Lower rates. Tesla's always been seen as an interest rate sensitive. Fantastic. The end of the quarter. This is the most critical quarter for Tesla. You are literally buying people's interest rates down to 0% on Cybertrucks, and you're giving incentives to buy for second cars for Tesla buyers. What you're also finding is the tax credits are going away at the end of September, right? This is huge. So the $7,500 tax credit goes away unless you take possession of this vehicle by September 30th, which means you need to hop on it now. So, this is like a really big federal inspired expiring coupon code right here, right? Now, is it likely that these Teslas are going to come down in price once that credit goes away? Yeah, probably, but not right away. It's not like October 1st, those prices are going to come down. So this is a huge quarter-end catalyst for Tesla, probably one of the biggest ever. So this creates multiple positive catalysts for Tesla. So you have interest rate reduction momentum. You have end of the quarter reduction momentum. That's going to potentially lead to some of the largest deliveries that we have in a quarterly report for Tesla. But you also have Elon being back, baby, right? So that's three big short-term momentum catalysts you have for Tesla right now. Rates, the quarter, and Elon back, baby. That's huge. Now, all of that short-term momentum does not obviously justify the stock trading for a 6 or 7 peg. The fundamentals are out of whack right now. That's fine. We're going to have to move from that momentum into fundamentals. Now, what's going to drive those fundamentals? Robotaxi. That is the next leg. You have to believe that Robotaxi is going to be your moneymaker over the next couple years, at least the next 2 to 3 years. You want to at least start seeing some revenues. Like revenues that you could actually meaningfully show up, that could meaningfully show up in earnings. That means you need to get rid of the safety driver. That's the challenge for Tesla right now. So again, short term, we've broken down the short-term catalyst. Fantastic. The next huge physical catalyst, because we're not at robots yet, right? We're not at the Optimus Prime yet. I love that post, by the way. Tesla, I think, Tesla Optimus Twitter, they had a post this weekend. These are just like dad jokes almost at this point, but they're like, Optimus, this is as if Optimus is saying it. When I clean your house, I'll be Optimus Grime. And they're like, Oh, these are like the perfect like nerdy dad joke style jokes that I actually love. Like this, I'm a dad of 7. Okay, I can't help myself, and I like nerd out over technology anyway. So I think this is so exciting. But seriously, you need to go from so short term. All right, we got rates, tax credit, and Elon is back. Buying obviously is like fuel to the fire. It's like deliciousness, right? Okay, medium term, we need an actual catalyst, right? Actual catalyst of robotaxi driver leaving the car. That's huge because Optimus is too far out to actually show up. So this is where you get margin. This is where margins come in. Margins come in when that driver leaves the car and we don't have to pay all these people, because basically what Tesla is doing right now is they're paying somebody to be an Uber driver inside of the car, and the consumer is not paying for that driver, right? They're paying a substantially discounted rate. So that's where we sit with Tesla. Now, what does that mean price target wise? Well, in my opinion, for Tesla, we have to confirm 414. Okay, that's the key. And it's not a surprise that we're bleeding a little bit to 414 right now, because the pre-market, you have to know this. I warned about this in the course member live stream literally 20 minutes ago. I go, look, when you're sitting at 428, totally disregarding a line, or 430 in the pre-market, you've got to retest first. This is how it works. That's because look at volumes. I mean, volumes trading in the pre-market were between 30 to 60,000 shares. Volumes right now per minute are literally 1.5 million shares, plus or minus, right? So this is extremely normal. But this also leads to enthusiasm for the Qs because it gets you set up for a nice head start on the day. And this is exciting. Short term, we're expecting really nothing bad until the first week of October. This is something also to keep in mind. We've been talking about this as well. So, broadly, this is a good moment in time. Now, October, Q4, is this going to be the moment where all of a sudden we catalyst break into recession? I mean, there's nothing really indicating that we're going to like fall off a cliff right away. We certainly have weakness, but I think right now we're in a pretty decent spot. So this is a very exciting moment for Tesla, and I do think there's going to be this thesis by people that this is just the beginning of Elon buying. I actually don't think it is. I think Elon's probably more like a one and done on this buy. Maybe once more. I don't really see this being a regular thing for him. I think that was more of a signaling play than anything, and it's brilliant. Like I say, it's like being the stock salesman that Karp is at Palantir. Elon, he was the OG Karp, and that's the way you have to think about it. So anyway, yeah, this is very, very exciting, and congrats to the Tesla community. Also, wow, two of our top 10 stocks to buy, and we've only released 5 of them over the next 10 years, are now up 9 and 10% on the day. That's great. Anyway, all right, cool, very well. So that gives us a little bit on Tesla.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.